It's called day 2, even though we're in the same day, but it's page 7. I think once I get you through this, you'll be fine. How do these numbers differ from what you did back in period 3? Right, now you got to contend with negative numbers. They're still rational numbers, but you only had positives before lunch. You're going to tackle it the same exact way as you did your positive numbers. Put them in the place value chart in any old order, and then let's worry about ranking it. Negative, what are these numbers, types of numbers called again? Starts with an R? You got it. So you could call them rationals. That means rational numbers. Same procedure as we did with positives, but it could be a little tricky because you'll see. Right, what's New York City's number? I need to have some of you look back for us because I don't want to keep flipping screens. Nate, what do you got for NYC? Yep. Boston. Watch what you had. There's no place for negative, so you have to put it right before the ones. What was it? Brando, what about Philly? Positive, right?
Oh, yeah.
8 point, what was it?
1.0.
That's a long one. Hartford. Alexa. Annex zeros for everything else that's still empty. They want coldest to warmest. Cold meaning the lowest, right? So what's lower? Positive 8s or negative 3s? Always think what's furthest to the left. Yes, negative 3. Out of these two cities, Boston and Hartford, one of these is going to be my coldest. But since it's a tie, I've got to look to the immediate right. And then when you read this, here's where you have to be careful, even though there's a tie here. It's not 9, it's negative 9, because this negative applies to all of the digits in the place value row. And as you'll see, when the numbers start to differ, that's important. I have a tie between negative 9 and negative 9. I must keep going. Any help there? Nope. Any help? Now are they different? Here's where you got to be careful. What's lower, 0 or negative 5? Shane. Yup. You can't forget that negative symbol because it applies to every single place value holder. So negative 5 is lower than 0, which is neither negative nor positive. Therefore, Hartford's my coldest. And if you want, you can, since it's only 4 cities, if you want to put it right on the line to begin with, you can. Just remember to cross it out when it's done, so you don't have to worry about it again. I always think the first one's always the hardest. Everything else will now fall into place. What would have to be the second coldest? Oh, Boston, because everything was a tie up to that last place value. And you can cross it out. Now I got to go compare and look at the place values again for New York City and Philly. There was a tie until you got here. I'm not going to tell you which one's lower. Eleanor.
Philadelphia.
Why Philadelphia?
Because it's a 0.
Positive or negative?
Positive.
Well, neither, right? 0, right? Then 6, positive or negative?
Positive.
Right, so 0 is lower than positive 6. So she's right, Philadelphia. New York City would be last. That's the warmest. Okay? Don't forget that negative. That's where it can get confusing. Let's do one more together, because this is the biggest one. If you can do this, you can do anything. A lot of numbers. A little trick. It is sometimes helpful to sort out the negatives from the positives. It's a little technique. So what I'm going to do first is you take these rationals, and let's just sort them out by negatives and positives. It just makes it easier to manage. All right, let's do all the negative numbers first. What's the first negative number? Don't try to rank it, just let me know which one it is. Okay. If you want, we can do them one at a time as we come to each number. We could put it where it belongs. 0 is neither. Put it there. 1.7. Obviously positive. Cross it out as you do it. Okay. Negative 0.6. And do any issues? Oh, and I have a negative 1.901 in the wrong column, right? I did that on purpose. I want to see if you were paying attention. Yeah, right. You liar, Mr. Unless you're a liar. Does it look good now?
Yeah.
Didn't make any mistakes?
No.
Okay. It's a lot of numbers to deal with, isn't it? So you got to kind of like do it in two pieces and then connect it. Like, you know how when you do a puzzle, sometimes you do one little set of puzzles all together on one side, and then sometimes you get a whole chunk on the other side, and then you join it together. Do you guys even do puzzles? I don't even know. Jigsaw puzzles, no?
Puzzles, yeah.
You know, somebody's working on the head, somebody's working on the feet, and then you put it together at the end.
Yeah.
We're going to do that with the rational numbers. Okay, I'm going to take all my negative rational numbers and put them in the place value chart in the order in which I have it listed. So what we should have, I don't have to worry about labels, so they're just numbers. I got a negative 4, right? And then I have negative 0.6. Negative 4.5, negative 1.91, and negative 1.901, and then I have 0, because it says to include 0. What needs to go in all these other boxes? Just say it.
0.
Thank you. Annex zeros, place value or placeholder zeros. Good. What do they want? Least to greatest or greatest to least? At the top it tells you. Least to greatest. Which is my smallest? Starting from the far left. No, it's between two numbers, isn't it? What do you think? What's the least? See if we could do it without me guiding you through it. Ava. No. Look at just the ones. Make believe nothing else exists. What's the lowest number? -4, 0, -4, -1, -1, 0. Out of all those numbers, which is the two-way tie for the least? Furthest left. Furthest left on a number line. All right, it's a toss-up between the two -4s. Now I look to the next. Place value. What's lower, -5 or 0? -5. Say it as -5. That's my furthest left. This is my least. Give it a 1. Cross it out. Okay, that would then automatically make what the second least? -4, because we were comparing between these two numbers. Now I have to look at my other 4. 0, -1, -1, 0. Out of those 4 numbers, which 2 should I be looking at? Nathan. Right, I'm going to look at these 2 -1s because that's going to be furthest to the left. Have to look at my next place value though. Any help? Tied. Any help? What's less? -1 or 0? Ryan. Correct. Give that a number 3 and eliminate it from the choices. Automatically makes what as my fourth least? -1.901. Don't forget it. Yes. Almost done. All right, I have a 0 and a 0. No help. You tell me. What is less? Madison Pareca. You got it, because -6 is less than 0. This becomes 5. This becomes 6. Guess what, though? You're only halfway done. Because we only negotiated the negatives. Now we go back to another chart and do all the positives, and then put the 2 pieces together. But watch, we're going to cheat a little bit. Yes, you'll see. We're going to cheat. Okay, let's put the positives in the order in which they appear. You have a 1.7, followed by a 4.1, then a 2, then a 0.55, and then a regular 5. Okay, get them all? Annex the house out with your zeros. Least to greatest or greatest to least? I forgot. Go back and look at it. They're all positive now, right? Which of the ones column is the lowest? It's an easy one. Kate. Agreed. 0.55, or 0 is my lowest out of the remaining ones. Watch what I'm going to do. Tell me if you get this move. 7. We got 6? Right idea, wrong number. Because we already have the first 6 in the negatives. Right? It just makes sense. We're counting now from 7 onwards as we make our way from least to greatest. Cross it out, though, so we know it's not in contention anymore. It's working smarter, not harder. 1, 2, 4, or 5. What's the lowest? What's the lowest? Christian. Agreed. That gets a number 8. is an easier set. 4, 2, or 5, what's the lowest? Lex. 4 or 5, what's lower? Shane. Come on. Got them all, right? Final rank, here we go. Now I do need your help. What was the number 1 lowest from the previous page? Okay, read them off for me.
Okay, so -5.
Then
4.
negative 1.91?
Yeah.
Okay.
-1
Okay.
-0.6.
Okay.
0.
All positives now, right? Go ahead.
0.55.
Great.
1.7.
Okay.
2.
Uh-huh.
4.1. 5.
4.2. Done. Sarai. Yes, to this chart?
Yeah, I don't see 4.2.
Yeah, where'd 4.2 come from? Okay.
Yeah.
Is this in the right spot even though it's the wrong digit?
No. It's the right. 9 because 901. -1 is less than 901. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's in the right spot. We just have the digits reversed. Okay, good. Guys, go to page 12. I want to show you something on the bottom. You're going to be fine with this. You've already done it. But these questions for number 2, we haven't really done this in the regular lesson set. So 7 feet below sea level is farther below sea level than 4.5 feet below sea level. Well, first change them to integers or rational numbers. 7 feet below sea level is what number? Wait till you see how easy this is. It's so wordy that once you know what to do, it's going to be like, oh, it's easy. 7 feet below sea level is what integer in this case? I'm just going to put it up here so we have it for reference. Then 4.5 feet below sea level is what rational number? Sebastian? Ready? Take the 2 integers, or take the 2 numbers because one's rational. Which way does the inequality go? Is -7 less than or greater than -4.5? Christian? That's it. Done. Okay? So basically, get everything done and you're done with lesson 4. We could start 5 tomorrow. 12 to 14, I think. 12 through 14, but don't forget you still have to do page 11.